Hello, welcome to our podcast. Today we'll be giving you a quick review on the book Copper Sun. It starts off in a village in the 1700s with the main character Amari. Then some people show up. At first they act friendly, exchanging gifts, but then a war breaks out, and almost all of the fighters in the village are killed. The rest are then kidnapped, shackled, chained, and forced to walk for days until they arrive at a ship. During the ship, men are placed down on the lowest floor, chained to the point where they can't move, even to use the bathroom. Lots of them die from infection, while the woman gets sexually abused. When it is the main character's turn to get sexually abused, a man saves her from it and teaches her some English. Then they arrive, they are sold. She shows up at a house, has to sleep in a shack, and work almost all day with barely any food. Then, someone she knows dies in the rice field due to a snake bite. She escapes with an indentured servant, and she has to go to the Spanish place. She hides in a house, and somebody actually shows her some kindness, and she escapes. After she escapes to the Spanish place, she gets a job and a small place to stay. Now, I'll give it to Reed for the pros and cons.
All right. So I have here some pros and cons when it comes to reading this book. I'll start with the pros. So it's a very emotional story, and you will develop a deep emotional connection to the protagonist. You know, you're always rooting for her. A lot of the bad events that happen, you really feel like, you feel the effect of the events. Another pro is that the historical significance of the events going on in the story are very important. This is a very important topic to learn about, and at the same time, it's a quick read. So moving on to some of the cons, there is sexual and physical violence, so I guess viewer discretion is advised. It can also be emotionally tough to read because a lot of it gets dark a lot of the time. And the last con, the ending was kind of unsatisfying in my opinion, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Anyway, also, if I could change one thing about the story, they should have. I think that the main character should have taken all of the slaves with her when she escaped. That's the one thing I would change. Well, on to Rustam.
Okay, so I'd like to give a pro and con too. It's a 2-in-1. The pacing overall is really good, but in some places it gets slow and stretched when she is being held as a slave. I think they stretch that part out for a little bit. The clarity is very clear. Everything is described really well. The engagement is a bit bland. It gets boring in some places, and the delivery is barely off. But other than that, I give it 4 out of 5 stars with a happy ending. Thank you for coming to our podcast.
And as always, remember to subscribe. Dude, I